Welcome to Late Night Love, where we have fun getting curious about someone on our mind. I think I draw a crowd in here that is pretty sovereign. And it's not about being obsessed. It's about just wanting validation, wanting to tap into your own intuition, wanting to chat with a friend. So let's get some messages for you. I'm Kristen. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much if you're returning. I really appreciate your coming in. I am a small but mighty channel, growing every day. Okay. We have here on your side, Treasure Island. You're holding out for what's right for you. And you can see it in the distance. It's there. Perhaps you've had some new experience or a specific experience lately that has made you feel very emotional, that has made you feel like it is safe to dive into the spirit of your emotions, the spirit of your longing and desire, and know that you have the strength and stamina at this point in your life to swim over to Treasure Island. And maybe in the past that wasn't so true. There's this sea turtle here. What's wonderful about sea turtles, they're very much an animal of as above, so below, because they can dive deep into the ocean, but they're also grounded here. They come up onto the beach, onto the land, and they're very grounded. So that is a wonderful symbology of the work you've been doing on yourself, that you can feel safe to dive deep into the ocean, to be able to surrender to the vulnerability that it takes to create a bond, a healthy and happy bond, but also be grounded and manifest truly what you desire, to have it physically be manifested in a very stable way here on Earth. Other energy. The other energy is time to go. Let me get the energy that's in between you before I talk about that. Okay, time to go. And the energy in between you is no place like home. So returning to the self, understanding that it's safe to be in your own body and feel your feelings. I think someone probably has taken a time apart, or the relationship ended because they realized that it was time for them to try to figure out what is home for them. For some of you, it could have been issues of home in the sense where they felt they needed to be home more. Perhaps they have children or elderly parents, or they work out of their home, or there's something that's grounding them to their home. So perhaps they hit a pause button, or they're not communicating with you enough, or they just left the building because of issues. Perhaps they don't feel safe within. They don't have a true stable place within. Let me just get an energy here on the time to go, clarified by community. So yeah, they have a whole nother lifestyle going on, perhaps with work colleagues, friends they've had forever, perhaps old in-laws. And that, I really feel like there's a certain groundedness to their home or to their side of the island that made them have this feeling that it was time to go, or they experienced what they needed to experience with you, and perhaps the experience with you taught them about what they're looking for as much as it taught you what you're looking for. And perhaps they're looking for something a little bit different. But you're here very much like, I know what I want and I see it. So perhaps there were things in this person that really were attributes that you're looking for. So you can take, oh yeah, we did these kind of things together and I liked it. We had this kind of chemistry. The conversation was so easy. There were things that you're like, yes, I say yes to that and yes to that and yes to that. I'm going to keep that and I can have that. That's attainable for me. Milk and honey. Wanting to be in a place of nourishment. Realizing that perhaps the connection wasn't nourishing you as much as you initially thought that it was. End of the rainbow here, Treasure Island. Feeling like I'm getting closer to what it is I'm looking for. Perhaps this person was very different from what you normally would have gone for, or you allowed yourself to date a different kind of person, someone new in some kind of way, and that was a really good experience for you. It taught you, oh yeah, I can really be into this and I can be into that. I don't have to stick to this old thing that I've been looking for over the last decade. I can change, I can grow. As I feel more secure within myself, as I build my own home and my own surroundings around me, I know what I'm manifesting. And I know that I want to feel vulnerable with someone. And I want to feel stable, feeling vulnerable with someone. And interesting, it feels walking the plank here, walking into the unknown here. This person doesn't really know where they're going. I don't think that this other energy knows what they quite want. They just know that they had to go into a different direction. Let's get some of these. Let's go on your side here. Fulfillment. This card came out last week on the others side. So this card of fulfillment, it's interesting because I feel like this is two gateways here. It's like they're walking into a gateway and you're walking into a gateway. And you're not necessarily walking into the same gateway right now. Somebody is in hibernation. Somebody is taking time to rejuvenate and regenerate themselves. Perhaps there's been a death in someone's life here. Perhaps their side or your side. And it could be a real death of a family member or a very dear friend. This also could be the death of an ideal of what partnership is to someone. Recognizing that you have to be willing to get naked emotionally, that there is a certain risk involved because you don't know. So that's why it's so important to feel safe to dive into the deep emotions. You have to feel like I can dive down, but I'm also grounded. I can come back up from these vulnerable feelings, the depth of my soul, the depth of a connection with someone, and I can still have myself at the same time. And then finding that someone is not awake, physically not awake, but also spiritually and emotionally not maybe as awake as you thought. Bridging energy with their energy is calling back. I swear to God, this one was not last week, the week before last week. It's so interesting when energies just keep weaving around and coming back. Their energy is this calling back. This always just looks like voodoo dolls to me here in this card. And it's such a serene card, right? It feels like but the person, it's okay, this is what I want. I want this union. I want this partnership. But I'm not really looking at it. It's just there, and I'm like, I don't know, do I want it? It's like, I don't know, I might have to get vulnerable. I might have to get close with someone. I might have to tell a family member who's demanding no, or I might have to stop using family, friends, work, whatever as a distraction, as an excuse to not get close with someone, to not try something different, to not trust myself. This person doesn't trust themselves. It's the partnership is off to the side. And now the bridge energy in this deck. Bridging energy, moving on. So feeling safe and secure and good and confident in non-attachment, in that it's okay to move on with my life, to do my things, to begin dreaming about what I want to bring in, to start dreaming, and as I dream and imagine what we manifest, what we want to create, we often imagine first. And it's how do we want to create that journey of taking off our clothes and diving into the ocean and swimming off towards Treasure Island and feeling safe and secure to do it, knowing that we have the stamina to make the journey for ourselves, that we're okay. And we have protection with the turtle as well. We have again, it's this no place like home. I always have my home with me. I always have my secure self with me. And it's untouchable. Like I am able to handle what might be perceived rejection. And that old saying, rejection can be protection. It's not really rejection. And often it's part of what you're desiring to some degree as well. There's also a sense of relief when something that is frustrating, irritating, taking up too much space in the mind, in the heart, in the body. It's just taking up too much space in the room when you're feeling like somebody isn't present, like they've left the building, like you're off to the side. Or the idea of companionship, of partnership, of getting to know on a deeper level, spending time is off to the side. Yeah, I want it. I do want it. Of course I would. Later, or another time, or this isn't the right time, or this person wouldn't do this, or they wouldn't do that, or I want them for that kind of relationship, not this kind of relationship. It becomes more complicated than it needs to be. And life is going to have its complications. So why add more of all this little unnecessary added filler stuff, distraction, complexities, things that don't matter when it's just simply not feeling good? That doesn't mean it perhaps couldn't feel good at another time. Of course, everybody's always changing and growing. And I believe that people change and grow. That's absolutely true. But it's also acceptance of what is going on right now. Like, how do you feel nurtured right now? And it feels like you're okay. And that's what the reading is telling you. You're okay. Regardless of what this person is doing. And you see more clearly and are more validated in what you need. It's almost no more, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to reach out just to say hi, or do I really need to do that? Do I really need to, when someone has shown themselves to you several times, and I'm not saying a person is bad, because often it's like that the person is not a bad person. They're just not for you right now. But you're okay moving on. This isn't breaking you, and I think you're not looking at this as you might have in the past as, oh God, when am I ever going to meet someone? Like, I don't think that you're there. I think there's something about this experience that really made you see a spark, like it sparked you physically, it sparked you mentally. It was like, I needed that. I needed a disruption. I think this experience disrupted some patterns. Maybe you hadn't been out with anybody in a while, or you hadn't dated someone consistently in a while, or maybe you didn't have any kind of a relationship. Maybe you hadn't been physical with someone in a while. And it just was like good to get back out there and go have some fun and see that these are certain qualities that are absolutely what I'm looking for. But this is also what I need. And it's okay to not want to waste time waiting for somebody else to sort themselves out. Interesting. Let's get out the fun cards and just see what they want to say and just have some fun with what they want to say and extra stuff. Just because it's fun to hang out with you. You should be here. You should be here with, you will wait for me. Okay, so I think that this person really feels if they were to call whenever, and I mean, that you would be like, okay, let's go to dinner. And you might have in the past. Maybe this is someone that we didn't hear from for a while, and you heard from him again. You're like, why not? Why not go have fun, go have dinner, go do the thing. And that might have been your pattern to be like, oh, just for fun. And now it's, I don't know, I'd rather just have Chinese and watch Netflix or go hang out with my other friends or I don't do nothing. Like enjoy peace and quiet. Like why give any more energy to it when you're nourishing yourself, where you already see this. And yes, it can be frustrating that the treasure is not here yet. But you see it and you feel it. And this person definitely is that it could be that you absolutely hear from them again, but it could be like next week, it could be in a year. And they genuinely believe that you'll go to dinner with them or you'll meet up with them or something like that. Because they see you as a nice person, as a good person, as an understanding person. Oh, I had this going on with my job. I had this going on with this, with my kids, with my family, whatever it is. I had this stuff going on. It wasn't the right time. Look, if that's really the situation, if it wasn't the right time for you and someone, you're going to know, and that's not. This reading, the message that's coming up is, I've seen you. And yeah, there are some things that I like, but you're not very consistent, or I didn't like where you were going with this or that. But it was really fun hanging out and having drinks and dinner, and thank you. But I'm not gonna be here next year. This person really does think that way. They could text you now. I want to be the person you need with, I'm stalling. It feels like I'm afraid to say the wrong thing. Yeah, I think that this person probably thinks about contacting you or connecting with you or wanting to, they probably miss speaking with you. They miss the connection with you. And part of them wants to be this person. I think that's why they're walking through this new gate. They're like, or here with this other card, where it's like they're in hibernation. Like they're trying to figure themselves out when it comes to a relationship because of their past experiences, and particularly what I believe is how things haven't worked out in the past. And you were vulnerable, you were yourself. You've really become very strong through all of your experiences that you've been through, things that haven't worked out, things that weren't that good, things that were good. It's like you're in a really good place, and you were like, yeah, this is like, you sparked my fire, or you've disrupted things in a really good way. Yeah. And it was a good experience for you to have, to know that about yourself. But they just couldn't handle it, is not the right way of saying it. It's they couldn't be there for it. They have too much of their own work to contend with. And I think that if they were to reach out, it could be something they're like, hey, I'm just texting just to say if you'll even say hi back. It's like they might reach out just to see if you would even connect with them again. But that's part of what they do. It's like when deep down they know that you're this cool person who, because you're super cool and you're not like overly bearing, and they know that about you. Like they know that you're a reasonable, practical person and that you would be understanding of stuff in their life. I think that you would know about the stuff going on in their life. And some of it could be extremely legitimate. But of course, people always make time for what they want to make time for, no matter what they're going through. And it also says something if somebody is having challenges or difficulties in certain areas. Well, it's too bad that they couldn't let you be there somewhat for them. I'm not saying take advantage of you. I'm saying allow you to give them support. And I think that's the issue with this reading in this particular person. So it's deep down, they know that you'll be like, yeah, no, I'm hi, but I'm not going to dinner with you. Or maybe you just let it go this time. I daydream about you, I need to step it up. But this is a person that knows that they do what they do in relationships. I think that that's why it's like twofold. They always take themselves out of the picture. It's not just you. This is what they do. They're always looking for the next thing, but they're also afraid of the next thing. I'm going to leave it at that. You're fabulous. You're wonderful. You have a beautiful evening or day wherever you are in the world. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and I would really appreciate it. If you're liking the content and want to hang out with me more, I would be honored. Go ahead and subscribe and go out there and get some love. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.